Hi, I'm Herm Gailey. We're here for another episode. I have been told again by my tech wizard, school teacher, instructor daughter that I'm the world's worst salesman, and I need to ask people to please like our channel if they like it. If you don't like it, dislike it. That's okay too. But keep talking to us. Comments are great. We answer questions. We've gotten lots of ideas for videos from viewers. Just the other week we did one based on some questions that really weren't answered well in the original video. Thanks for that. We'll do it again. Get in touch and we'll give you something more to think about. Today we're going to talk about something that is simple but not easy. The two do not necessarily equate. Very simple transition from walk to halt to walk. Very simple, but very easy to do wrong, more challenging to do right. Builds a lot of good things into your horse. Here we go. So full disclosure, I warmed this horse up and I turned him a few times to see if I could get him maybe anticipating a little bit. Because this exercise really helps with a horse that tends to anticipate. So I'm going to walk him up, I'm going to stop him and ask him to stand there in the bridle, Now he's being very good. You want them to stand there poised but patient. Then walk them forward, still in the bridle, straight. When they're soft, release. What you'll find is, if your horse has any anticipation, any nervousness, you will see it in this simple little transition, because they will be saying, I want to go, or let's turn. So what I'll do, if I'm working, say, on a turnaround, I'll do a lot of these transitions in between turning, particularly if you're working on a turn of a standstill. So what I'm going to do the next time is I'm just going to turn him and we'll see if he gets the wiggles. This is a horse that tries pretty hard, so he can over anticipate a bit, and this is the kind of exercise that helps a horse like this. So you want him in the bridle. See how he had his head up? There, better. Now I'm going to turn him to the right. Going to just shift my hands over, start him from a standstill. Whoa. And let's see what he does. See, he's just thinking about wiggling. You see that? He's saying, are we going to go? Are we going to go? I say, no, we're not going to go. We're going to go forward. Now here is where people go wrong with this idea. I see loads of people standing their horse still until they get perfect. They get them standing still, and when the wiggles get out of them, then they immediately turn them. And pretty quick the horse says, wait a minute, you were lying to me the whole time. You were always going to turn me around. I'm not going to wait for you. I know what's coming. So they're not trying to be bad. They're trying to help. And when you're showing a horse in an event that involves discipline and precision, you can't have them helping on their own schedule. So see how he wants to raise up a little? So I'll push him up in the bridle. Get him straight. See the wiggles? Get him straight. Come to a halt. Don't let him fall back. Don't let him get troubled. Walk straight forward. So, just like the stop, if you're showing a reining horse, the approach is important. So if your horse isn't going straight and forward, don't stop until you're going straight and forward. He's drifting to the left, I'll shift him right, stop. And I keep a leg on the horse. Keep a leg on the horse, because otherwise you're just dragging on their mouth. And if you don't have a leg in your horse and you're pulling on their mouth, here's what should happen. I'm pulling on his mouth. Well, really, that's a backup. How would he know not to back up? So I keep just a little bit of leg on him, keeps him in the bridle. Then I just roll my seat, activate my legs a bit more, and step him forward. Now I'll turn him around again. And what you're doing is, in this maneuver, you're building a turn without excess anticipation. So I'll just shift him to the right. Yeah. And I did something that I have a tendency to do, and it's actually not a bad impulse completely, and that is, after he turns and he's been good, I'll release his face. That's okay, but sometimes it's useful just to hold him in the bridle after you've turned him until he softens up. So let's just see if he can come in here, stop, relaxed and ready, head up a little, so I drive him forward, drive him forward, drive him forward, he's drifting to the left, drive him to the right, get him lined out, stop, stand still. And I'm going to decoy him a little bit with my legs. I'm going to bait him a little to make sure he's not over revved to turn, and then I'll walk him off. Very simple. But if you don't get the parts right, it doesn't do you a whole lot of good. If you get the parts right in this very simple maneuver, it will help you teach your horse to have what I call disciplined relaxation, which is really what you're after. This horse can stand here, he can be patient, but he's poised to do something. Relaxed but ready, patient but poised. That's what you're after. Give it a try. You will find it's harder than you think. One thing I should probably say is, there is a difference between doing this, what we just demonstrated, and simply walking your horse up on a loose rein, stopping on a loose rein, releasing the reins, and sitting there. There's nothing wrong with doing that, but it is a completely different maneuver, and your horse is not in that same poised position. So that sequence there is something you can do, and certainly I do that with my young horses, but on a more finished horse, you want to be able to have them in the bridle, put them in that poised but patient position. There, see, he fell back a little. I canceled that, and now he stands and he's relaxed, he's happy. If he puts his head up, I'll just use a little more leg until he gives me his face. I'm not going to pull on him. So that's the process. It's simple, it's not easy, give it a try.